starting out your indoor gardening, with your indoor plants, there are a couple of things you have to bear in mind. Um, all plants, all plants come from different parts of the world. Like just the way we have different races who are originally from different parts of the world, that is the way plants are from different parts of the world, and they are conditioned, they are adapted for those parts of the world. So you have to try and create the environment where they normally, their natural habitat, where they normally live. You have to create that space for them within your home so that they can thrive in your home, or else it will be a recipe for disaster. If you want to find out all of these different conditions, join me in the video. Now, some plants like a lot of sunlight. They like sunlight and they like a lot of it. So they would like a window position. They would love to sit in front of a window and they will not be bothered about that. You know, some plants would just like to get the reflection of the window, of the light coming through the window, but not directly on the window. They will not like to sit directly on the window. And in fact, if you put the plants, like indoor plants, a lot of them, if you put them directly by your window, sometimes they get burnt from the window. Yeah, so the window gets, don't forget, the window gets, picks up all the sunlight. It gets very hot and that hot burns them out. So sometimes that is number one problem. So you find the leaves browning. So sunlight, sorry guys, you have to find the right position for your plants. Yeah, the right place where to place them, the best place to place them within your home, whether you want to place them just directly inside of your home, or whether you want to put them by the window, or whether you want to, so when your plant starts to brown on the leaves or starts to act funny, you have to find out, like, that's the first thing that you should check. Is it the position? Place it in a different position and see. Now, another thing is watering your plants. Sometimes we overwater it, or sometimes we do not water it enough. Some plants live by ponds or by water, and they like a lot of water. This one, for example, this is my peace lily, and it can literally sit in water. In fact, I've seen a lot of videos where people just put it in water and leave it there, and it can survive in water. So if you leave it in your home and you don't give it enough water, it will dry out. You'll begin to see it. It will let you know that it's not enjoying life where where it is. You know, it's not getting enough water. So this is the kind of plant that can take a lot of water, but some of them don't need that much water. They need only a little bit of water at a time, and they need time to dry out before they get another batch of water. So once a week is all right for some plants, whereas some other plants want to actually sit their roots in water and just like enjoy the coolness of the water. So those two things are so important: sunlight, like the positioning of the plant, and watering them. So the two things. Another thing is humidity. You know, so sometimes, especially, and this happens during the winter, you have to open the window and let fresh air come in, you know, because plants have life in them and they are meant to they grow outside. A lot of the plants grow and live and flourish outside. So now you're bringing them inside and changing their environment. So you have to try as much as possible to create that environment for them inside of the house as well, because they will be giving you all of the oxygen that you need to breathe, to enjoy life with your windows closed. So you too should try and provide them all of the things that they need, you know, carbon dioxide, everything that is outside, in the outside space, that they don't get from you indoors, by opening your window, or sometimes just take them outside and let them get some fresh air for a couple of minutes. Don't do this during frost. Maybe in the summer you can just take them outside and probably just water them outside, or allow rain to fall on them outside, and allow them to enjoy the outside elements. Yes. Now, if you're starting out your gardening, indoor gardening, I'm going to recommend two low maintenance plants for you. If you're a busy person and you don't have time, or you don't want to make mistakes, two plants I'm going to recommend for you: ZZ, and is it money plant or tiger plant? I can't remember the name. I'm going to go get it for you now. Yeah, They can stay without sunlight, they can stay without water for a very long time, for as long as 2 3 months even. They can actually, my son, I've got one in my son's room, and my son doesn't water it, he doesn't do anything to it, but it sits there and it even creates babies after some time. So I have to go and divide it and put the baby in another container from time to time. Yeah, so it's, if you want to start out, that's a good place to start. And Zizi is such a beautiful plant. It's got the most beautiful shade of green, and it's so easy maintenance, low maintenance, and you just, and it doesn't flower, so you don't have to deal with whether it's flowering or not. It's just giving you that beautiful green foliage that you want in your home, especially if you've got white paints, or, and green is a lovely backdrop with white paints. So yeah, those are the two plants that I recommend for your indoor, for your beginners indoor garden. And if you want something flowering, then the peace lily is a very good plant, because it tells you when it wants water, and that's the difference between this plant and the other plant. It does this type of white flower. I don't know whether you can see this. Yeah, it does that type of white flower, and then when it's hungry, when it's, or thirsty, it lets you know that it wants water, and then immediately you can give it water. Some plants don't tell you anything, they just start to brown from one corner where you won't notice it until, before you know it, the plant is gone. But with this one, it tells you, like, when it's getting up to 2 weeks, or 1 week or 2 weeks, it will, you'll see it, falling down and telling you, can you give me a drink, can you give me a drink? And then when you put your hand in it, you will see that it needs water. So those are the good plants. I recommend those other two, and the peace lily if you want a flowering plant indoors. It's a lovely white color. I think white is a nice color, it goes with a lot of things. So, and of course, just a note of warning. Plants always come, the ones they sell at the garden centers, they always come with a little leaflet or something for you to read through, and that will give you a lot of information about the plant, to tell you whether it's a poisonous plant, or like a peace lily now. I think it's one of the ones that you have to keep up, if it's if you have little children like toddlers, or yeah, you have to try and raise that up, away from their reach, yeah, so that they don't ingest it, yeah, because it can harm them. And a lot of the indoor plants are not, we don't eat them, yeah. They're for aesthetics or for the fresh air, or so make sure that you keep them away from your children if they are poisonous, yeah. So that's the only note of warning that I would give. Look, I'm in the kitchen and I'm chopping up some okra. Yeah, so those are my tips for starting your indoor gardening. Yeah, and let me know how it goes. Yeah, let me know what your experiences are with your indoor plants in the comment section. Thank you for watching. I shall see you in the next one. Bye.